Hey guys! We have brought to you here and now the most hyped, nail biting, sweet romance, first class actors, and suspense filled Korean drama of all time, Descendants of the Sun. This drama made groundbreaking records in the Korean industry and flourished in no time. The story proceeds where Yoo Jin, who was a captain of special forces, and his unofficial best friend So Dae Young, who was a sergeant, were back home for vacations. A thief was stealing something, so they ran to beat him up and got him all injured. They took him to the hospital where they encountered Dr. Kang Mo-yeon, who was a beautiful, independent woman. Shijin fell for her following the tradition of love at first sight. Afterward, he used to find excuses to meet her just by acting injured. The girl was already aware of how pretty she was, so Shijin enjoyed talking to her. Eventually, they started liking each other. They began spending time together, but Shijin's profession always became a hurdle. Every time they decided to go out and spend all the day together, Shijin would end up having calls to be back at duty as soon as possible. At first, Moyeon became understanding, but later on, it started to get on her nerves. Her overthinking made her become suspicious of his profession, well known for the fact that he was a soldier in the military. She then broke up accusing him of his job, and so both of them stopped talking to each other. The story traveled from South Korea to a war-torn fictitious area named Orok. A team of medical staff was sent there to aid the population, and Dr. Kang Mo-yeon was their supervisor. The hospital crew came well prepared to set up camps and provide assistance to the people there. Under Moyeon's supervision, the team entered that area. A corps of army officers at the reception facilitated them well, whose captain was coincidentally Shijin. In the beginning, both of them felt awkward and guilty, hence they couldn't find enough guts to initiate a conversation. But as the time passed, they started sharing a word or two only, as their hearts weren't clean. Shijin felt bad how she had rejected him. Meanwhile, the medical staff enjoyed their routine. It was a treat for them to wake up in the morning, brush their teeth, and watch the soldiers run with admiration. They had to live in such a backward area that they had to get water from the wells and treat people. Under the toughest circumstances, they did an excellent job. At one time, Moyeon needed internet, and the area was so underdeveloped that they had to travel some distance to reach the internet. Thereupon, Shijin took her to a cafe just to facilitate her. To his surprise, he found a man there, whom he had saved once on his mission. He used to be his comrade who was fighting for life, and Shijin risked his own to get him to the helicopter. He felt so proud and contented for saving his life. But to his disappointment, he was sitting in an environment where smuggling was being done under his control. He became Shijin's enemy and started targeting him. He teased him, and both of them got themselves into a fight. Unfortunately, the comrade got hit with a bullet, upon which Shijin asked Dr. Moyeon to operate on him as it was against rules to hurt any civilian. But Shijin's boss took all the responsibility from him for that incident. During that phase, he got to bond well with the girl. In one instance, she took his car to go to the cafe all by herself, but the car malfunctioned, took her to the edge of the cliff, and got stuck. She called everyone, but signals were almost zero. She recorded herself confessing all her love for Shijin, and that if she would die, Shijin should know how much he meant to her. Meanwhile, he came to save her. On one fine night, everyone was busy with their work. Moyeon put up songs from her playlist, and that recording on the cliff started playing. She ran from her own workstation to the headquarters where the speakers were placed to shut it off, but all in vain. Shijin had listened to the complete recording. It was a funny moment and was a turning point in their relationship which brought them together. They started spending time and fell in love all over again. On the other hand, Yoon Myung-ju, who was in hot waters with Moyeon for taking her boyfriend in the past, was in the army and had a love story with Sergeant Dae Young. He asked for her hand from her father, but he didn't like him much, so they had to break up despite the love they had for each other. She also got posted in the same operation area as the others and got to meet him again. Myungju never wanted to lose him again, so she begged in front of her father. He agreed only if Dae-young would leave his job and work under her father in his office to match the stature. Dae-young didn't tell her what her father asked him and kept hurting inside, but she had already overheard their conversation. She noticed that he was hiding things from her while his sole purpose was not to hurt her in any case. He then had to go on a mission along with Shi-jin. Tragically, they both got captured. The news of everyone's death on that mission spread like wildfire. The two girls lowered their guards and got back on good terms with each other. They used to meet each other, have wine sessions in remembrance of their loved ones, and wept together knowing that they will never return. After years passed, Myeonju and Moyeon were given orders to go to that place again on duty. On her mission, Myeonju had a strange feeling if she knew something as she could feel it. As the snow fell, she saw Dae-young all tanned and injured coming from a direction. In the meantime, Moyeon saw a walkie-talkie on the floor and it was continuously uttering a code word. She and Shi-jin used to have walkie-talkies during their duties. They had code words for communicating. As she picked it up, he came walking from the front. She ran towards him and hugged him tightly, weeping. All of them had their duties in the same camp, so they enjoyed working there and stayed happy. Two people from the medical staff also got married. So on the return of complete forces and medical staff back to South Korea, everyone was too happy to be back after facing all the difficulties. This drama reflected the nerve-breaking variability of life, the importance of every relationship, may it be romantic or platonic, finding happiness in dilemmas, and most importantly, helping others. It showed us how love is unconditional. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you found our video interesting, kindly hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon. Thank you and see you in the next one.